Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to another exciting episode of That Park Place. My name is Vash Sky. I'm your host today, and to cover, well, what we've all been dreading for a little while now, with me here is WW Pro covering price increases. Pro, I'm sure you heard the news.
Dreading? Nay, I say, Vash, because we have the nuance people need to know how to go to Disney World if they wish to do so for the cheap. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not just something little birdies say, but if you want discounts, we know about them. So even though Disney is increasing the prices just as we predicted and in the exact same week that we predicted, by the way, kudos to those who helped us get that prediction right, including those at places like Disney Tourist Blog and other spots. Folks, we know how to still go and get the discounts. Disney's doing an interesting double track system here where they're raising the standard, the baseline, but at the same time, Vash, they're doing steep discounts for 2026, which makes us believe that perhaps the vacancies might be out of control for the House of Mouse.
That's a very good point, actually. Let's go ahead and cover these price increases to provide a little bit of context for viewers. And then, yes, I do think you're right, bro. They are aggressively discounting as well. From Block Mickey, Walt Disney World raises theme park ticket prices in 2025 and 2026, October 8th, 2025. I think this is by Mike. In addition to increasing prices on Walt Disney World annual passes, Disney has increased pricing on regular theme park tickets as well. Tracking ticket price increases used to be much easier because the ticket product was much simpler. Now, Walt Disney World has not only increased date-based ticket pricing, but per park ticket pricing as well. And you can see right here what we're kind of talking about. Remember, we covered this, bro, where they actually increased the tiers attached to these tickets.
Wait a minute. For those who are listening in as a podcast, and we know you're out there, lots of people don't look at the screen. Vash, when you said tiers, you're not talking about that which is exuded from the eyes when one sees a painful price increase. You're talking about tiers as in T-I-E-R-S, like the tears on a wedding cake.
yes, that is very accurate right there. Yes, that's exactly what I'm referring to. So this is no good. Now, fortunately, some of these increases weren't all that aggressive, at least at the ticket level. The annual pass is a little bit of a different story here, but the cheapest ticket to Magic Kingdom actually remains the same at $139 on 2 dates in 2026. Now, here's the detail here, Pro. Down from 5 dates in 2025. So they had 5 days available at Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom in which you can get the cheapest day. Now they can only have 2 of those days in 2026.
And so Vash, let's mock them for a minute. We need to do so. Folks, welcome to the mocking segment of That Park Place. Yes. The Pixie Dusters, the Cupcakers, they won't do this, but we don't have a problem doing it. We do it with good humor. Vash, there's a reason that it's 2. So I want to explain this to folks, okay? They have to have these low days for marketing purposes. They have to be able to say starting at, and then they say the day, right? Or they say the price, and it's way lower than usual. Like it's stupidly lower than usual, so they can say starting at in all the advertisements. Now, why is it 2 days? Well, it's 2 days because if it was 1 day, then we could make fun of them in a way that they don't like. So by having it still be 2 days, they can say, no, it's not. We wouldn't do that. It's actually 2 days that you can go and get it at this price. We would never drop it at just 1 day for marketing purposes. We don't do that. We're Disney. But it's totally for that reason, Vash. I mean, these are way lower than the other days, and they only happen twice.
All right. Instead of the 5 times in which they did happen. The most expensive ticket has gone from $199 to $209 per person during the peak holiday period. This is the first time, Pro, that any Walt Disney World theme park has gone over that $200 a day limit there, and well, it exceeded that at Disneyland.
And Vash, especially for our international listeners who don't know this, that doesn't include taxes. So when we talk about $209,
right, we're
really talking about $250. I mean, that's really where it's going to be, $250. So a family of 4 during the holidays now pays $1,000. That's not for a park hopper. That's not for a bonus ticket with the water parks and all that. That's not including the lightning lane and the premier pass and all the stuff that gets you to actually be able to ride the rides. This is just a walk, put one little footsie past the Mickey Mouse Ticket Center and venture into the smells and sights and sounds of Main Street. Going to cost you $1,000 for a family of 4 for 1 day. Holy smokes.
We'll go over that, Pro, because there's some really big variances there, too. I mean, sometimes you can luck out. Maybe you can get it around $700, then maybe it's going to be a lot more than that. In terms of Epcot ticket prices, we're looking at similar price hikes at the Magic Kingdom, you can expect the most tickets. That most tickets have increased by about $5. The cheapest ticket price has increased from $129 to $139. It's $10. While the most expensive ticket price has jumped from $194 to $209. That's for Epcot, by the way. If we remove the very popular December 31st date, the most expensive price goes from $189 to $199. Again, $10 increases, a lot of them there. Hollywood Studios and Epcot, you could expect the cheapest and most expensive dates to jump $10, while the other dates usually fall off in the $5 range. Magic Kingdom and Disney's Animal Kingdom did not increase their lowest price tickets at $139 and $119 respectively, but did see a bump on the upper end of the pricing scale. So I alluded to this before, but I want to go ahead and show you this, Pro. Braden put this together with the Walt Disney World price increases today. 2 people going into just 2 parks. 1 park per day in October, $743, and that's not for park hoppers. That's just like standard base price. Now I want you to take note of the dates here. He has it from Monday through Thursday, October 13th to October 16th. Now, if we compare that to this gentleman right here, the Sloan, say my wife and I want to go to Disney World this weekend to finally get her on Tron and Guardians. For the both of us, a 2-day park hopper with taxes approaching nearly $1,000. Throw in standard parking for 2 days, $30 a day, and you come out to $1,016.88. So these are pretty dramatic increases, especially when you start to kind of layer on the extra stuff that, well, now Disney wants you to do if you were going to visit these parks.
We told you. Folks, we told you this was coming. Nobody watching this channel or the WDW Pro channel is surprised at all by any of this. What is shocking, I think, and this is what's so tough about Disney. What's shocking are the families who go. It's shocking to the families who go, I should say. Shocking to the families who go and don't know the layers, the systems of layers intended to pull the money from your pocket. So if you don't know about the discount, which gets you almost to 50% off of the hotel rooms, right? If you don't know that there are ways to avoid the lines without paying to skip the lines, you're talking about folks going and they look and they say, man, this is really expensive. And it's far more expensive once they get down there than they ever realized because of all these various systems. And that's where we get into uncomfortable situations where people go with a budget, they break the budget, they regret the trip because they didn't have, because once they started breaking that budget badly, then it becomes a stressful thing. Then your vacation is not a place for relaxation. Instead, it's a time for you to go to the spreadsheet and say, oh no, honey, can we leave a day early? Can we cancel? That's the kind of stuff people are dealing with. And it's just really unfortunate. I want to remind folks out there, Disney had a different option. They have had a different option. Disney's other option for a decade has been grow, increase the size of the parks, increase the number of rides, add more places to be, add more occupancy. And if they had done that, they could have kept the prices lower. They could have had more people in the parks, generating more revenue. But that is a quantity, not the type of price increases that we've seen. In other words, if they wanted to increase the quantity of guests rather than the quantity of the cost to go to Disney, I believe that would have been a better way to go forward, Vash. It would have helped the middle class enjoy taking their kids to see the castle. I don't want to live I don't want to live in a situation where Disney is unaffordable for little kids to go see the castle. I think every little kid possible in America should have that experience. Unfortunately, Pro doesn't necessarily see it the same way as the C-suite at Disney, I suppose, because they're pricing out the lower middle class.
They really are, and it's demonstrable at this point. And there are little things that they do in order to price out some, and then to attract other people who they feel are going to be bigger spenders. Take a look at this, bro. I found this in my research for this story as well. This by Zeppelin Roulez here, responding to Braden's actual tweet, talking about around the 750 mark. Said that's crazy. UK got a 14-day ticket with Park Hopper, both water parks and Memory Maker for around $750 each. Not sure how that competes to the higher day tickets that you have, as I know that most Americans don't go for 2 weeks like us Brits, as it's less far to travel. We do have the added cost of $800 plus flights and so forth. So what are they doing? They're providing bulk accommodations for sure, but they're talking an international audience that I think they feel they're going to get more per day out of than maybe a domestic tourist and especially an annual pass holder, which they also increase prices for that.
Let's talk about why though. Okay, so
Please.
You're right. They are raining on the parade of annual pass holders because they can. Now, when it comes to the UK, why are they doing such a steep discount for the UK? And the answer to that is, if UK families stay for 2 weeks, and they do, what do they do in those 2 weeks? They spend, what would you say? They spend tremendously. Go to the thesaurus there, Pro, and speak with enunciation. They're spending hugely when they come from the UK, because this is probably a once at least decade, maybe a once in a generation trip for them. So Disney covets having them there, because Disney knows that once they're there, not only is this a once in a generation trip, but also they're oftentimes in the Disney bubble. They don't understand exactly how to travel outside the Disney situation. They're not used to driving in American roads, which is reversed. They can do that, when they travel across Europe in the countries where it switches. However, it's more difficult to get your own vehicle if you're coming from another country and figure out what are the rules, the laws when it comes to, driver's licenses. And I don't have an American driver's license. Disney gets a really good situation going with the UK travelers, because they stay on property often, usually. They spend tons of money on the meals and the souvenirs and all of that kind of stuff, and they're stuck with Disney day after day after day after day. So Disney's willing to say, you know what? Come on over. We'll make it cheap for you. But it's not going to be cheap.
No, it is not. And unfortunately, because they're doing that for the UK residents, well, what happens with your domestic tourists or your annual pass holders? Well, they're going to go ahead and price those tickets higher, understanding that your maximum spend is not necessarily going to be as high as maybe an international guest with that captive audience like you talked about before, bro. And it's just really it's a really tough situation. It's tough to swallow when it's like, wow, I've gone to Walt Disney World every single year, or maybe my parents brought me, and now I'm not in the financial position to provide that for my kids or even myself nowadays. And then you see like the emphasis on, higher spending stuff like exorbitant restaurants, maybe Club 33 and so forth. And so Disney has definitely attracted and has targeted the upper class while
leaving a second, Vash. We're running
behind.
Are we running B-roll of Club 33 right now at Magic Kingdom?
Well, it's Disneyland, but I just wanted to go ahead and make the point that there are expensive experiences at the parks.
Yeah. Well, as you were talking about it, I thought, man, that's some coordination. If Vash is talking about Club 33 as the B-roll is playing Club 33, and then I thought, which one of these suckers that we have? Which one of these reporters that we have? Is it you? Is it Marvin? Is it Ron? Which one of you guys got into Club 33 and took video? You're not supposed to do that. I'm glad to know it was on the exterior. I'm glad that we did not break any rules, folks. We would never break rules. Vash, I think I can summarize it this way. Every day's expensive holiday with Mickey. That's what you need to be singing, folks. Sing the Mary Poppins song. It's an expensive holiday with Mickey. That's what you need to be singing. And are we telling you not to go to Disney? Well, I'm telling you that in 2026, maybe Pro's not going to go so much, because 2027, maybe some of these construction walls come down a little bit. And it's a tough sell for me, Vash, to tell people to go spend huge, vast amounts of money when there's walls everywhere. I don't know that the next at least 18 months, if you're going to do a once a decade or even a once every 5 years trip with your kids, there are many options out there. While we wait out some of this construction, I can't tell you yay or nay. I can't tell you what you should do for your family, but you hear it in my voice, folks. You know what I'm attempting to say.
Yeah, and there are plenty of other offerings, like you said, bro, that people can indulge in. It's just right now, Walt Disney World, it's a tough sell. It really is with these increased prices. And by the way, folks, we're going to have more coverage on everything at Disney increased, because it wasn't just ticket prices and it wasn't just annual passes. It was food, it was merch, it was Lightning Lane, and it was definitely the Disneyland Resort.
Vash, I just figured it out. The song should be this. It should be, expensive is a holiday with Disney. Look, folks, I got it by the end of the video. Expensive is a holiday with Disney. Da-da-da-da. There you go.
Indeed. That's exactly what it is. And we'll be keeping everybody up to date on just how expensive it all is, well, on future coverage here on That Park Place. If you haven't checked out Pro, what are you doing? Go ahead and go over to WW Pro's channel. It is absolutely amazing. Your growth has been tremendous, Pro. And so we definitely want to go ahead and give him a subscribe. And if you haven't liked this video, please go ahead and like this video. Well, go ahead and share this out to all your friends and family who might be thinking about a trip to Walt Disney World, especially in 2026. And what were you going to say, Pro?
I took this B-roll. I took the Typhoon Lagoon B-roll. I don't know if I took this one, but that was mine. Hey, look at me.
He made it into the video. Anyway, there. Well, thank you so much, bro, for joining us. And make sure you follow That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.